People always ask why you do what you do, and this is why I do what I do, and this is who I am. I've been involved with music since birth. So art has been in my blood from the beginning. Growing up, I feel like I've always had a camera, but I also feel like I wasn't fascinated by them. I just always had one. I worked as a music teacher for a nonprofit during and after college for about 8 years. We ran summer camps and performed concerts throughout the year. And during that time, I would record our concerts and I would record the concerts at the camp as well. So one summer, towards the end of my time, that's when I bought a camera and kind of deemed myself the social media guy. Just really, I didn't feel like running around all day and really just being lazy. So I would take pictures and made some videos and posted them on our official Facebook page and that's when I kind of realized that this was kind of fun. So at home, a friend asked me to take some pictures, and then another friend asked to record his fiance singing for a music competition. And that, long story short, that recording, really the recording of that we did in my basement studio of her singing led to their engagement photos, which then led to me shooting their wedding, filming their wedding. So their wedding was September 6th, 2020, which was my very first wedding. Let's go back to March 2020. So I'm sure everybody remembers, try to forget, but everybody remembers back in March 2020. Here in Pennsylvania, we got shut down March 2020. So Pennsylvania gets shut down. They said 2 weeks. We had our 2 weeks of vacation. And then, 2 months comes along. May comes along. At this point, my wife, she's pregnant with our first child. On a Friday afternoon, I get a phone call. On the phone was HR, my boss's boss. Basically what they said was, we can't justify keeping all of you guys on. We're going to have to let you all go. It was a lot more than that, but we'll just stick with that. It was a long time ago. So Monday morning comes. My wife goes to work in our dining room because she's working at home. She says the baby isn't moving as much as it should be. So she calls the doctor. The doctor says to go to the hospital. From what I can remember, the hospital says, so we can emergency C-section this baby now, in a few hours, or who knows when. And at this point, nobody's allowed in the hospital. Patients and patients only. So here I am, no job, wife and baby's lives literally on the line here. So I'm just at home, taking in all my feels all night long. Tuesday morning comes. Sitting there, Netflix, I think, all night, watched pretty much every movie there. My phone rings. She says, get down here. They're going to take her in probably about 30 minutes. So I got down there. Don't remember really much of it. Got down there. And the funny thing is, I get down there, I get into these scrubs that were like crazy big, but I get in there, they say, sit here, we'll come and get you after she gets the epidural and all that stuff or whatever. And I'm waiting. And after a long time, they come out and they go, oh, shoot, we forgot about you. So I walk, we're walking back. They say, don't touch anything that is blue. So I walk through the doors. Literally everything in that room is blue. Even what you're wearing is blue. Literally everything. And except for the corner of my eye, I see something that's not blue, but we won't go there. So anyway, we're doing our thing, and and then we hear the baby scream. Everybody, doctors, nurses, everybody's shocked. They thought that she was going to come out. There's going to be something wrong. So 8 weeks early, and somehow, literally somehow, nothing's wrong. Baby's screaming. Everything was fully developed. She did have some oxygen for like a couple days because she was only like 2 pounds. So she had to spend 5 weeks in the NICU, which was actually a great way to keep my mind off of the fact that I had no job, no income, and our health care was about to expire. Yeah, and somewhere in the middle of all that, I had a wedding to shoot in September that I had never done, and I had no idea how to do. I knew basic knowledge of cameras, but I had no knowledge about weddings, videography for weddings, except for our own wedding. That's it. The year is 2020. It is June 24th, 2020. Wednesday at 11:34 in the morning. Where are we going?
We are going to Moses Taylor Hospital in Scranton, Pennsylvania to pick up little Miss Francesca.
Finally here at the hospital. It's been 5 weeks today that Francesca has been born, and we're about to go in there and pick her up and bring her home.
Kidnap her.
No, we're not kidnapping her. Thought about it plenty times over the past 5 weeks, but we are finally getting her back, even though she is ours. Yeah. So, here we go. So I spent the next 6 months ingesting everything I could about wedding videography, every waking hour, tutorials, forums, behind the scenes. Behind the scenes videos was probably the biggest. Actually, that's one thing that I speak a lot. I've spoken a lot, and I've going to be speaking a lot about on my social media is behind the scenes. It's one of the biggest things for a business, and I'm just thinking about it now, but that's the one thing leading up to this first wedding that I watched a lot of, because you learn so much from it. Learn a lot about, I learned a lot about wedding videography and weddings, period. But yeah, so watched a lot of behind the scenes, learned a lot about lighting and just different types of settings and all that kind of stuff. Mainly, we had to make this work. I had no plan B. I shot the wedding, and it went, and that's probably about it. The couple was happy, and something clicked. Not just that I could do it, but that I wanted to. What I was doing mattered. So growing up, my dad always said that he wanted to give us a better life than he had. And he did in a lot of ways. But the one thing I wished that I had more of from my dad when I was a kid was time. And that's it. Just time. That's the one thing that drives everything I do. I do this so I could be there for everything for my kids. When I was shooting weddings, I told every couple that the same thing, that at the end of the day, the one thing that will still be there in 5, 10, 20 years is your photos and your videos. It's the one thing you can't skimp on. They Most videographers and photographers will tell you that they do this because it stops time, because it captures a moment, and all of that is true. But for me, the word is legacy. I do this for legacy, for mine and yours. For business owners, I do this for your legacy. The story of what you built told the way it deserves to be told. For couples, I do this so you can look at your wall or press play on that video 20 years from now and actually remember your wedding day, not just see a photographer's highlight reel. Legacy. That's the answer. That's always been the answer. If that resonates with you, if you believe your business or your story deserves to be captured that way, I'd love to work with you. Comment below and let's build something that lasts.